Please welcome our next speaker, Olajumoke Toriola, a Chief Technology Officer. Today, Olajumoke will be presenting Build an NEO Chatbot using PVA within Microsoft Teams. Please stick around after Olajumoke's session for a live Q&A.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. I'm super excited. My name is Olajumoke Toriola, all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm super glad to be here. I'm super glad, and I want to appreciate every one of you for taking our time to vote for me. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dynamics Comms. Thank you for this wonderful platform to learn, to share, and to network. I'm super glad. My topic for today, once again, is build a new employee onboarding chatbot using Microsoft virtual agents within Microsoft Teams app. You know, the cool thing about this topic is because for the pandemic, this is a topic really that is very passionate to my heart. And the reason why, we have a lot of organization right now hiring new people, and then they need to onboard them, and then the process, because you don't have to see anybody physically, but now you have to do it virtually, all virtually. Reason why? Because the new norm has been forced on us, and all of us are working virtually. So you need to onboard users, new hires virtually. But how do you get interactive with them? How do you make the onboarding process simplified? This is what we're going to check out in this topic for today. A little bit of introduction about myself. My name is Olajumoke Toriola. I'm the CTO of Hashem Limited. I'm a Microsoft professional on the Office App Services. I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer. The technologies that I'm very passionate about is Microsoft 365, Microsoft Exchange, a little bit of Azure, and then my favorite really, Power Virtual Agents. And then I love to sing, I love music, I love technology, and I like to try a lot of my hands on new delicacies. So I really love to cook. One of the things you learned about me also is that I'm the user group leader for the Niger M365. We come together, this group is actually to foster knowledge amongst IT professionals, students, developers. We can use the Microsoft 365 technology to gain knowledge, to share knowledge, and also to help enhance our knowledge in the Microsoft solution. Now, my LinkedIn profile is Olajumoke Toriola, and also you can find my Twitter handle there. Please do wait to join me or connect with me. Now, going forward, the agenda for today is a brief introduction to Power Virtual Agents, and then we're going to be looking at the Power Virtual Agents in Microsoft Teams. Again, I'm going to be looking at the Microsoft Dataverse. Yes, it's new. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of brief overview on it, and then we move on to the demo, and I'm available to take your questions and answer. Introducing the Microsoft Power Virtual Agent. What is it all about? The Microsoft Power Virtual Agent is a group of products that is offered by Microsoft to develop and build complex business solutions, to analyze and draw data visualization, to automate your business process so you can avoid doing repetitive tasks, and then to also build intelligent virtual agents, also known as chatbots, for communication. Now, all of these products are offered in a low-code platform to build applications. And one of the things it does is to unlock the functionality, the potential of the Dynamics 365 and the Office 365. So with that being said, I'll just move straight into the Power Virtual Agent again, and then just do a little bit of, I'm going to do a little bit of introduction again on the Power Platform. The Power Platform is actually built around these 4 core values. First one is the analyze. You use the Power BI to analyze complex data and to enable you for continuous improvement. One of the things Power BI offers you is an analytics tool which allows you to easily connect to data sources, and you can get visuals and gain business intelligence real fast. This allows you to be able to make intelligent decisions about your business. The next one is the Powerapps. The Powerapps is a low-code approach to custom app development. The beauty about this is that it is actually made for both citizens and professional developers. You can actually be a developer without having learning any without having any knowledge of coding really. And then for you to avoid repetitive tasks, you can use Power Automate. Power Automate allows you to save times, reduce email error, and streamline your process with flows. Lastly, which is my favorite because this makes me feel like a developer. That's the secret. And that makes and why I love it so much is because it makes me feel a little bit like a developer, really, because I get to see all of those things and then I don't need to do any with a single code, which is the Power Virtual Agents. What the Power Virtual Agents allows you to do is to create powerful chatbots without the need for a developer or a data scientist. Yes, believe me, it doesn't allow you to do, it doesn't allow you don't need to learn any code to do or to work with the Power Virtual Agents. So what does it do? It allows you to create digital assistants, really. So digital assistants that can help you with help desk questions, with questions people visiting your site. But today, what we're going to be focusing on is how we can use Power Virtual Agents right from within Teams. But before we jump right into that, one of the things we want to look real fast is how is all of this tied together? Now, behind the wood, really, you have the database. The database is what provides a unified and simplified data schema so that the application and services can interoperate. They can talk to each other, they can link to each other. And so all of this is built under the database. Now, to the agenda of the day, the real deal of the day, the Power Virtual Agent. The Power Virtual Agents, like I said before, is a chatbot service built on Microsoft Power Platform and the bot framework. What the PVA for short will allow you to do is to create powerful chatbots that can answer questions posed by your customers, posed by your employees, or visitors to your website or any of the services you provide. Now, the general use cases most times involve as a salesperson, probably maybe people visit your site and then you can build a chatbot that can help you answer sales questions or support issues, questions around your opening hours, around your store information, or even the location where your stores are. You can also build bots that can help you with employees' health and vacation benefits. So this is what the Power Virtual Agents does. And it comes in two flavor. Now you have it as a standalone web app, which is what we are all used to when it came up newly. But sometime in September last year, during Ignite, it was announced it came as an app within Microsoft Teams, which is actually what I'm going to show you today on how to build that. So stay tuned to the end of this show. We're going to have a long ride together. Now, the Power Virtual Agents in Microsoft Teams allows you to do this. These are the use scenario. You can use this as someone in a payroll department that creates a chatbot that helps teammates get tax filling form. Again, as a technical support engineer, probably you want to create an IT help desk chatbot that can assist user on a step-by-step procedure for them to follow in your organization. One of the use cases, again, is as a digital assistant that will help employees onboarding process. That is what we're going to look at today. We're going to see how we can use the PVA bots within Microsoft Teams to do all of this. Another use case is as an HR resource employee, you can create a bot that answers questions around vacation balance, time off, and leave requests and all of that. So these are the few and many uses of the Power Virtual Agents in Microsoft Teams. So with that, let's talk about the Microsoft database. This is actually the data store for every of the Power Virtual of the Power Platform apps that are built on top of Teams. Now, the Dataverse provides a secured and cloud-based storage option for your data. So from the data where you analyze your data to where you act on it with using the Power Apps, to where you automate those data using the Power Automate, and then to where you create chatbots, and then keeping all of the communications secured that they can interoperate within each other. What allows you to have the seamless form of communication and interoperability is actually the Microsoft database. Now, some of the benefits of the database includes that it comes in Office 365 license, so there is no additional license to it. Now, it allows you also to support low code and low code flows and chatbot from within Teams. which is what we're going to show you today. Another benefit is that it comes is a rich data types with enterprise capability, and then it has the click solution deployment type. So just a few clicks and you can get running with what you're doing. Then it also it has a new visual editor that makes it easier to define and populate table data when you're building apps using Power Apps. This comes really good, so you can seamlessly build your apps or any services you want to build on the Power Platform. Another cool thing is that it has a storage of 2 gig per team. So one of the things you have to bear in mind going forward is that for you to use any of this Power Platform as whether the PVA, whether the Power Apps or Power Automate or even Power BI, you must have it tied, so to say, to a Teams channel or to a Microsoft Teams, which we'll look into in a bit. So with that said, I'm going to jump right into my demo. This is the interesting part of it. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you stay with me all the way, and we're going to have it. This is my Teams, really. So the first thing I want to do is to add my Power Virtual Agent. So when you add your Power Virtual Agents to your Microsoft team, you can actually pin it down here so that you don't always have to go there all the time. Another cool thing is that you can pop it out also for you to come out, and then you can continue to work, so that if you change within the interface, you can start now to build. The first thing is that this interface, you have your chatbots. If you have bots that have already been built, you can see the list of your bots here. But if you don't have any bots that have, you can start creating. So for this particular user, he has never created any bot, and there is no bot that has been shared with him. So you can actually start now. So when you click on start now, what happens is that you can start to define your bots, where you want your bot to interact or communicate, you get. So for me, I'm just going to do this real fast. One of the things I have done is that you can create a new chatbot, which is what I'm going to show you here. So when you create a new chatbot, the first thing it's going to ask you is this, that you select a team. So bear in mind that in creating a bot, you have to tie it to a team in Microsoft Teams. So you have to first create your team ahead of time. And then so what you're trying to say is that which team is your bot going to join, So there are times when you create bots. In this our case right now, we want to create bot and what our bot is actually going to do is that for questions it cannot answer, it will transfer those questions around to a human expert or an HR human expert, which will be able to answer those questions. So that's actually the team that we're to define here. So if you select your team, for me, I'm going to select that it is my HR. So I HR expert, I call it Dalamis Coms HR team. And then when I click on continue, it's going to start some process and all of that, going to continue a process like that. So what I can do is that with that being said, I can now create my new bot. So for me to create a new bot, which is I'm just going to do real quick, I can come here and say I want to create a new bot, So for the purpose of this, and then like I said, when you select your team, you say this is what you want. Then when it opens, it can give you when it's finished installing, it can ask you to state the name of your bot, which I have already defined. In my case, I call my bot the NEO bot. You can see what I mean. It belongs to this team. So the first thing is this: when your bot has been set up, because you have not defined anything, the very first thing you have to bear in mind is that as you build your bot, the first thing you want to have in mind is how do you lay out your conversation within the conversation part for your bot and your customers or your employees. These are some of the things you want to do. So in opening the bot and then the bot, the very first thing you will come across is what is referred to as topics. The topic actually defines how a bot conversation plays out, really. So a bot comes with a collection of topics that defines the bot interaction with end user. And it is the core of building a bot in Power Virtual Agents. Actually, the topic is the core of building bot in Power Agents. And what it does is that it defines how you can respond to different user queries. So the first thing is that when you click on your bot, this is where you come across, you have things like home, chatbots, and about, where you can learn more about or the version of the bots and all of that. You can visit the Power Virtual Agent website. You have the list of the bots that you have already created, and then you have home, where we left before. So what I'm going to do right now is that with my bots that has been that I have opened earlier, the topics, I'm not going to create new topics, but in creating new topics, there are 3 ways you create topics, which I want to show you in a bit right now. So I'll just allow this to load, and then we can go through how we can create the topics. If you expand, if you bring out this, you have home, which is what we're seeing here. So from home, you can actually go to your topics, text your bot, publish your bot, and all of that. And you have resources here you can actually leverage on. But then you have topics. So you can create topics in 3 ways. You can create a new topic one, or you can create a topic from what is referred to as suggested topic. Suggested topic are actually topics that you can coin out from a website link or a URL that you input into your Power Virtual Agent. So Power Virtual Agent, so it helps you to coin out topics or from the URL that you input. Another way you can create topics is from their code system topics. Those are generated, they are templates of topic that comes bundled with the system immediately you set up your Power Virtual Agent. So those are some of the things that you look at. Another thing you might want to know also are things like your entities. Your entities help you to specify the type of information from a user's response. So you use entities to understand and identify a specific type of information from a user's responses. Analytics also will help you see the way you're using your bots, how your bot is being used. So those are some of the things that you actually would want to use going forward. So cool. I have a bit of topics here that I've already defined around onboarding, special accommodation, orientation, finding your teams, and office opening paperwork. There are a lot bunch of topics we need to create for this onboarding process, but because of time, I had to create some ahead of time, but I'll try and recreate this onboarding and special accommodations because it's still part of it, and then we'll show how all of it tie together. So to every topic that you create is actually what is there's something referred to as trigger phrases. Your trigger phrases are keywords or question that a user is likely to type that is related to a specific issue, probably that is asking an answer on. And then, probably maybe a user. So what the good thing is that when you want to build your bot, you think in the art or in the mindset of the user. What are the likely questions that frequently question a user is asking? So those are what you use in forming your trigger phrases. And the cool thing about the Power Virtual Agent is that with the AI capability that is bundled in it, it uses a natural language understanding to pass what your users or your customers or your employees are actually typing. So you can find the most appropriate trigger phrase or node to answer their question. So what I'm going to do right now is that, like I said, I'm going to quickly create another topic, and that topic will be onboarding. So the type of mine is onboarding. Like I said, you have to draw out the layout um of your conversation. So let's call this, because I have one already. These are some of the questions that I feel my users can ask me. I think I want to include the onboarding also, because sometimes they just get to ask you, some people are lazy, they just don't want to ask so much. They can just type onboarding, they just don't want to. So, I mean, these are trigger phrases that will bring about some of the questions. So I'm gonna just add this again. Where do I get started? These are some of I need help with my onboarding process. These are some of the questions that you get to ask. The first thing is that, yes, I've created all of these trigger phrases that are keywords that are likely to be asked by my user, that are likely to be typed to respond, to ask my bot for help. So what I do first is to save this topic. It's very important that you save your topic before you go on. The next thing you want to do is to go to the authoring canvas. The authoring canvas is where you define the conversation parts between your customers and your bot, or your customers in this case can be your employee, or they can be people outside of your organization. So there is what is called the conversation node, which is the conversation node is presented after the trigger phrases, and this comes as a message. It can also come as you ask a question. See, this is the message that is showing, or you can go to another topic, or you can add a condition, you can call for an action. But for me right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this, and make it to ask a question. Yes, you need help. I want to know really what kind of help do you need? So I'm going to ask you that. I'm going to say, yes, I know you need help. Sure, I'm going to help you with that, but what help are you looking for really? So I have options like this, multiple options. One of it is going to be new employee process. Probably that's what you need help for. I can ask you whether it is on office reopening, that's what you need help for. I can ask you whether your question is also on special accommodation, that is what you need help for. I can even go further to be that, okay, is the help you need, is it on COVID-19 FAQ? So you remember the suggested topic I talk about. You can actually go to the CDC site and get some questions and topics there. So you would have created your topic on COVID-19 FAQ, just by the way. So I'm just going to delete this because I actually do not need it. But I'm just using that as an example that, let's say you have something like that. So one of the things you want to notice is that as I create my topics, they branch out. My options, they branch out immediately. And so I can save this option in a variable and probably call it, instead of me, because if I don't save it as a variable, they will just begin to go as var1, var2, and all of that. So I want to save it as a variable. So it's going to be info type. I can call it that. That's what information do you need, I can call it. So I can decide to save it that way. One of the things I want to do for that is to say, if the information type, if the condition meets this, I want to ask a question for that. And my question would be that I want to ask this question to say, oh, great, welcome on board, whoever you are, welcome on board. But what I want to do here is this. I love to personalize my bot. I love my bot when you personalize any of the person that is chatting with, because I'm actually using it for my employees. So the best thing is that let it personalize and be more specific and be very natural. Let it flow. So my user is at ease, or my employees are at ease. For this case, my new hires are at ease that, oh, somebody is interacting with them. So I can say I, and then I come to insert this variable for what? For user display name, which is going to pick it from the sign-in user. So if I do this, all I need to do is that, yes, I can be Olajumoke Toriola, and then he welcomes me. Welcome on board. I'm glad to have you join our team. Let's get you started by learning more about the company. So if I click on this link, it takes me to the website where the company definitely is going to take me to this. So I'll talk a little bit about this later on. So by the way, you can actually get all of this template from the SharePoint lookbook. So there's a SharePoint lookbook. There's a template on the SharePoint which is called the new employee onboarding hub. So this creates a lot of templates. This creates actually about 4 websites. One, the pre-onboarding, and then the corporate onboarding website. Then you have departmental onboarding also. So at least 2, one for engineering and then the other one for sales. So you can actually get started and customize it to your own use. So going back to our bot, what I just said is that, yes, is a new employee orientation process. So I want to ask this, and I want my bot to say, oh, yes, fine. Your question, the information you need is on new employee orientation process. So, but then let's get you started. And if you want to know about it, tell me first, who do you want? I want to know who my team is. So already I've created this as topics, and we'll see how we'll link all of this. Then again, I need information around paperwork, my paperwork submission, cool. And then lastly, I need up around orientation data time. When is this going to happen? So I have all of this information, and then so with this information I save it again as a variable, and then maybe this time around I'm just calling it what? Department. I can call it department too. Just save it as something. Definitely want to save it as something really, really, really what they call it, really intuitive, that somebody can easily know what you're trying to communicate there. So I go on to say that if you're looking for sales department and you want information on, if you belong to the sales department, and you want information on everybody, go ahead. I'm going to show you this message and say, yeah, fine, congrats. And then when I say congrats, so, and then to make my bot still personalize it like it's talking to the real person, you've joined a fantastic team of professionals, then go to this site if you want to learn more about sales onboarding. Now, I'll do the same thing also for engineering, and then for engineering, I say yes, I show the same message also, and then say, but then it's just the difference here is that is the site is directing the new hire to is different depending on the department you select. Now, the next thing is that I want to meet my team so I can do this. What the beauty of this is that in Power Virtual Agents, you can actually link topics to log topics. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to call for another topic. I've already created a topic. Remember I showed you, I created a topic, and one of the topic I created is what finding your team. Now, if this condition for this team is that he wants to meet his team, then I direct him to this topic to do what? To find this team. So whatever answers I have in finding your team, it will get to them. Then if it is also for paperwork, all I need to do is this. Direct it to what? Paperwork. He wants to do paperwork submission, so you can direct that same person. Now for orientation date, what I need you to do is also do what? Go to another topic and call it what? Orientation. This is cool. So I am done with this particular aspect. Now the other thing that is remaining here, so I've only dealt with one. You see, so imagine if I had to create all of the answers there. You see how my bot will become so how will I put it, the way it will spread out, and then you may even get confused at the end of the day that you lost your way. So one thing I like to do is to see how to answer, or my bot to customize it in such a way that I have topics relating to topics. So I can call out topic and link topic to some of my messages, or the message note that I've created, or the condition that is presented to me. So cool. So I come back here. If the condition is for office opening, do what? I already have a topic that I've created for office opening, which can so do what? Office opening. You get. So this is cool. Then lastly, if the condition is for special accommodation, so I'm going to do it the same thing and call a topic for what? Special accommodation. I wish I had time to show you how to do this, but I'm actually behind time, but not to worry. Please, I forgot, I'll paste my YouTube channel on the chat window. I'll paste it, and then you can always visit my YouTube channel, and you can watch everything that pertains to this new bot that has been created. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to save. So actually I was planning to create the special accommodation on afresh for every one of us to see, that I walk us through how we're going to do that. But sorry, time is not on my side, so I just really need to do this real fast. So this is what it's asking me, because all of these topics are turned off, so there's no way I can link it. Yes, it will allow me to go and link it. I can go back to my onboarding and then link it. It won't be an issue, but I just want you to understand the reason why I am getting that error. So with that said, let's see now what I can turn it back on and just link the same topic to it. The cool thing about all of this is that, have you seen that I've not written any line of code? So imagine you wanting to create your greetings, and you have to write a code, you have to write all of that. But right now I've not written one single line of code, and I've done a lot. And then you see the branch in the tree that has even gone out from my what they call it, from my bot, from the topics and everything, the entities I've used. This is the reason I love the Power Virtual Agent so much, because it makes it so natural for me to learn. It simplified it, and then it simplified my learning process. I don't have a single line of code in my head to know what I'm going to write, but then it makes it so easy for me, and then I can interact with my users, and my users can interact also with me. Like I said, cool thing about this is that I do not need additional license to achieve all of this. The Power Virtual Agent comes bundled with my Office 365. So you will see that our topic linking says without error now. So let's test our bot. So in testing our bot right now, I'm going to throw it. So I'm going to do this. So look at what this says. Turning on track between topics allows you to track conversation as it moves from one topic to the other. Remember what I said before. I have a lot of topics that I've created, but the topic alone for this one is just onboarding. So I have topics for finding your team. I have topics for office reopening and all of that. So I'm going to turn this, because what I'm about to test right now is going to go in between those previous topics and these ones that I've created. So let's see where our bot is faring really. So I'm going to start with I. Now, If I say I is going to query my greeting topic, the greeting topic right now is what is queried, which comes bundled or comes is a template that comes with any bots that you are creating in per virtual agent. You realize that this, because I'm on my onboarding topic, there is nothing on my own body topic that is sticking. But because I've turned this track between topics, it knows that when I'm calling for this, it has to go for my greeting topics. And you see what it said. It says, I am Leo, a new AI onboarding bot. I can help with onboarding process or any of those things. And then whatever you need, I can help with it. So cool thing again, he said, I, David Stone, because now what I try to do, remember that user display name variable that we added. So you can also add it to customize. You can customize your topic and add it to it also. So very well, let's see now. Let's start asking the question. Remember what we said our orientation we do? Now I've come say, okay, so it's showing my topic now. You see, it went into my topic. So now I'm moving away from this greetings topic really. So I'm going to say, when will the office reopen? So when I say when will the office reopen, see, it will change to go to another topic. Now it's going to another topic. The topic is going to right now, it will show load it in a minute. He's talking about office reopening. So he's asking me, I can help with that. What information are you actually looking for? Is the office reopen date? Is it work from home resumption time? Or is it work from home closing time? Yeah, I want to know about work from home resumption time, because I know right now we're in the COVID period, but I want to know whether when I'm supposed to resume work every day. So even when I'm working from home, so I mean, it's intelligent enough to tell you this is what you're supposed to do. This is when you're supposed to resume. And by the way, there is a digital sign in and sign out assistant clock for you to use daily. So you can always find that, you can get more information about that. The next thing, moving on, I'm going to ask this question. And then, I'm a new hire in the organization. How will my orientation really work? Then it's going to say, we have moved all new hires orientation to the Microsoft Teams. Your new employee onboarding has been scheduled for March 25th from 9 a.m. to this. Did that answer your question? If I say yes or no, then he has a way of redirecting me or telling me, oh, sorry, I couldn't help you. But I'm going to answer yes, that you did answer my question. And I say, okay, rate me. If I did answer your question, of course, I built this. But so I'm going to say, I'm going to give myself 5. And then, thank you for your feedback. Can I help with anything? Yes, I need you to help me with something else. And the next thing I'm going to do is this. Could you direct me to the people that are member of my team? I want to ask it this question. Who is my manager? Or tell me about my team or unit or department. And if you see the answer is going to say, sure, I can help you with that. Let's start with know your department or unit. Oh, I belong to the sales unit. Oh, cool, great, David Stone. Visit this corporate onboarding, which is going to take me here. This is my corporate onboarding site. And then you will land and click on the connect. It told me to connect. So I can connect one-on-one with my manager, and then I can actually meet my team and all of that. So then it tells me to go again to what the engineering page, it gives me an information here, visit the sales. So if I click on this to visit the sales, it takes me to the sales onboarding page, and I can connect to meet my teams. So that's the cool thing. This page is going to load the same way as this engineering. Tell me to meet my teams. Okay, I think we're there. So you can see, you can actually customize this to your own taste. That's the beauty of it all. Next, the next question that I'm going to ask is this. And then when he asks this question, he says, sure, yes, you can submit your paperwork by emailing this. Also use the new hire checklist. So if I look at this new hire checklist, it can actually tell me what I need to have and be sure that I have completed to submit my paperwork. So those are the cool things. And then this is a checklist is talking, new hire checklist. Like I said, visit the SharePoint lookbook. You have a very fantastic template that you can really leverage on. So moving forward to my team again, the last thing I'm going to say is this. I need special accommodation. I would have really loved to show you how I created this special accommodation topic, because the cool thing about this topic is that it has a bearing. The conversation left Power Virtual Agent, and then went into Power Flow. So I would have loved to show you this if time permits me, but don't worry, visit YouTube channel and you will see all of this. So I need special accommodations, And then he said, yeah, sure, I can help you. Well, what type of accommodation do you need? So I'm going to say I need ergonomic accommodation. So which says, okay, I can help with that. Let me connect you with a human expert. So I said, yeah, no problem. Then the next thing he's supposed to ask me is, I should give more details around that. So if I say I need this, then I need ergonomy. So he's asking me to give more details to include in the description. So what I'm going to say is that I have a back problem. So he's going to say, yes, I'm working on connecting you with an expert. I mean, I've shared your request with an expert. They should be in contact shortly. Please have your document ready for review. And then did that answer your question? Yes, it did answer my question, which is cool. I'm going to give myself another 5, fill in the survey. And they, yeah, can I help you with anything else? No, I am done with it. So with that done, I've come to the end of, I've tested my bot. My bot is working very well. So the next thing I want to do is to do what? Publish my bot. So in publishing your bot, this is pretty simple. You can make your bot available to a team, or you can make it available to the whole organization where you can actually submit it. So we're going to go through that real fast. And then I just hope this can quickly load. And then let's see. Yeah, it's loading. So what I want to do is that I want to publish this, publish the content, make it available. And once my content is published, I'll say share the bots, And then when I say share the bots, I want it to be available. So I'll see how I can share it with the whole organization or with specific people in the organization. So I hope you're gaining and you're getting value from all of these discussions so far. The beauty is this. What I like to emphasize more is this. You do not have to learn how to code. I have done pretty amazing, awesome stuff right now without doing any form of coding, and it's so simple, it's so simplified, it is great, I'm enjoying it, and then it makes me, to be honest, feel a little bit of a developer, because developing is when you talk about being a developer, is being about being creative, being innovative, bringing into existence that which you conceptualize as a thought. And this is actually helping me now to just bring it on. I don't need to code at all around it. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I actually turned this on in the previous, I'm going to turn my themes on. And turning my themes on, I can add it to the channel. So great, this is really fine. Once this is done, I will show you how to also put a form of security on it if you wish to. So do well to pen down all your questions. We will take it one after the other after this call. And then, I mean, it's been a very, very, very educative session for me. I mean, each time I do this, I'm always learning something new. And I hope you guys are really, really, really getting value from taking our time to be with me on this session. So I have this share with my organization. I can submit for admin approval if I want to, but if I want to add it to a team, I can decide to add to the team. Which team do I want this to be available for? But if I want it to be available for the whole organization, I'll go to the manager and then I will do that also. This has been added previously, so let's see what's going to happen. Add to sharing your, yes, this is great. So this is it here. So let's see what happens. This bot is telling, and you see the same experience when I was testing it. I get it. Yes, we have moved all new hires this to this date. Did that answer your question? Yes. Okay, great. Please rate your experience from 1 to 5 being the worst. Then I type 5, in this, and then it tells me, thank you. Can I help you with something else? Yes. So I want to know about my department, the same thing. And I'm asking it, help me. Could you direct me to where I can learn from about my team or department? And then you see the answer is going to give me now. And then you say, yes, tell me where. And I said, it's engineering. I said, fine. When you click on this, go to the engineering, and then you learn more about it. What about me learning about special accommodation? And then I need help around special accommodation, which is what I'm going to type in here right now. Then it's still going to reply me and said, yes, what kind of accommodation help do you need? I said, I need it around economics. He said, I can help with that. Let me connect you with a human agent. And then with that, it says I should provide more. So I'm going to more details around it. I think I missed one line of that conversation. I was supposed to ask what, give me more. Then it's going to ask me to provide more details. So these details is going to tell, yes, I'm just going to leave it as this. That's funny. Okay, so let's see. All right. It said, I'm working on getting you. So look at this. David Stone is typing this. Then Olajumoke, that is a member of the Dynamics Com, is going to get this notification that David needs, which I'm going to share with you real first now. It's going to get this notification that David needs help. So let's see. I get this notification and see the details of my help. I'm going to reply now and let's see what's happening. Hi, do you have costing for the furniture? And then we're gonna see what is gonna happen. So I've said you have costing for the furniture. Or yes, yeah. Okay, so that's I think the brain. So let me reply this and say yes, yes, that answer your question, and then let's close this quickly. So I want the question that is posed by Olajumoke now to come in, because now the conversation has gone from, so I'm coming to my activity. So do you see Jumoke question now has moved to David's own into said, I do you have costing for the furniture? So David and Olajumoke can start. Now this Jumoke is now an HR expert that can work with David on his needs. So this is the beauty of the Power Virtual Agent, and I've come to the end of my presentation. Thank you guys for staying with me. Thank you guys, and I hope you really enjoyed this demo and you can make great value out of it, so you can start writing bots, creating bots or building bots for your environment, for your organization going forward. So thank you guys. Thank you for staying with me. Now I'm ready, available to start taking your questions.
Olajumoke, are you here?
Yeah, I am.
So, let me just go straight to the question, because, I was able to note a particular question from Yada, from Anka. And, Anka asked about the integration with Power Virtual Agent and Teams. So said that it's not available in his region, and later on he said it's currently in Eastern Europe. So do you have any idea when Microsoft will make the feature available worldwide? So because he said I tried looking into the Power Virtual Agent integration with Teams and discovered it wasn't available in his region.
Okay, so yes, I for availability, that's quite strange. And then when it says this region, but I guess I can't. Maybe if it's not available in the region, I may not have an exact date for that. But I'm sure Microsoft is working on it to make that available for every region. Another thing I want to be sure about is that we're not actually considering. I think one of the things is that Ada can meet me, can link up with me on my LinkedIn. It's the same name, just type Olajumoke Toriola and then follow up with me. I'll get some more answers for you on that, on the specific region. But that's quite strange, because once you have Microsoft um, Teams and then the available plan, the subscription, the M365 plan, you actually have the Power Platform integration with it. I'm sure right from the business premium to the e-plan. But talking about region availability right now is probably maybe what I might need to get in touch with you. But I'm sure if it is an issue that exists, Microsoft is already working on it. But when it will be available, I may not be able to give you an exact answer on that. Yes. All right then.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much, Ma, for that beautiful answer. So just to the viewers, you might actually hear me calling her MJ. That's what we call her. because she's our mama and she's our own MJ. So MJ, going into some another question. I'd really like to know, can the Power Virtual agents you create within Teams, can it be available outside of Teams? So, for example, you want to integrate it with, you want your customers to be able to access it, for example. Can you extend it beyond Teams? Because, in the session you had, you talked about integrating it with Teams and creating a chatbot within Teams.
All right. This is a very good one. So first of all, what we need to have in mind is this. There are two flavors to the Power Virtual Agent. So you have the one that is available with Microsoft Teams. That comes naturally with your Microsoft Teams. Once you have the required M365 license, you have that. Then you have the standalone, which is the web interface of the Power Virtual Agent. Now, in terms of publishing, you can publish to as many channels. You can publish to other channels like your website. I see someone ask around the Dynamics e-commerce website. Yes, for sure. All you just need is to embed the URL for that website when you're doing your publishing. You have very good resources on the Microsoft Doc sites that you can make reference to. Um, you can publish it to several channels. You can publish it to websites outside of Microsoft Teams. However, what needs to be um, what we need to be aware of here is that when you're using from within Steam, it's only going to be for internal use. But if you want to use it for outside of your environment, then you might want to leverage on the standalone web flavor, so to say, or the standalone web plan for the Power Virtual Agent.
Okay, now. Okay. So, but I would want to ask, is there, because you mentioned there are two different flavors, is there like a pricing difference, or what is the pricing really around Power Virtual Agents, the
Um,
licensing
mm,
structure?
Okay, that's a good one. I used to shy away from licensing, to be honest, because I remember someone asked the former speaker before me, and then he said, yes, Microsoft changes their license often, so it's actually difficult for you to say you want to put prices. You want to say this is,
True.
but for Power Virtual Agents, so there are two things here. When you are using the Power Virtual Agent as the web interface, that is when you pay, I think, $1,000 per month for 2,000 sessions. So you are billed per session. Session here means
Okay.
that you only pay for a two-way engagement between your users and your chatbots. But when you're using the ones within Microsoft Teams, that is, you are integrating your Power Virtual Agent within Microsoft Teams, is actually free. As long as you have a
Awesome.
Microsoft Teams license assigned to you, you are free to use it. And then, so what happens with that is the limitation is that you can only use it for internal consumption. But when you come to the ones on the web, you can actually take it to your Facebook, take it to your website, you can take it to any custom application, or at least that has a URL that you can support it on. You can embed it on it. So it is that's the difference. But there are more informations on if you go to powervirtualagents.microsoft.com/ um, NEN-US licensing, pricing, you will see a lot of
Okay.
information on it. So,
Okay.
all right then.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much for that answer. So that means that in order for you to use the ones within Teams, you really don't have to pay for it. It's
Exactly.
available. It's available by default, and that's really great. One thing I really observe around the Power Platform is as much as there are prices for a lot of these services, right? But they still try to create. Microsoft still tries to create a service that is available for free. Okay, and now
Exactly.
we can even see now robotic process automation. The desktop is really we're really getting some aspects of it free now, and
Exactly.
I believe it helps people to be able to play with these technologies, right? And to be able to test it and see the actual value that comes from it. So that's a really brilliant one. Thank you very much, man. So now, one thing I would just want to find out is what do you think, what do you see as the business value of Power Virtual Agents? Now, it's part of the Power Platform. There are different components of the Power Platform. So the Power Virtual Agent itself, what is the value? Like, why does a business, or why should someone look into it?
So I think it has very huge business value if you ask me. And then so imagine the overhead of your IT things, like, because you can use the bot for several things apart from just building a new employee onboarding. You can use it for an IT help desk. You can also use it.
Okay.
An HR person can use it. Virtually everyone in the organization can use the Power Virtual Agent to build one thing or the other. Now, you see the part of it simplifying the cost of um, personnel or the IT, the help desk. So you remove the pressure from them so that you can focus your IT personnel, to be more specific. You've removed the pressure from them, and then you can focus on something else. So you've lifted that pressure to bots that can interact with people and then be able to ask questions from a business value perspective. Imagine if you have a bot on your website, and certain questions that you will expect an human agent to always be available to answer, that bot can take up that questions, and then you can reach your customer faster. You can even people can make business decisions faster because they have a bot to interact with them and then be able to get answer faster with what they needed answers to. So you see from that, you can with the help of the bot, it drives your business apart from the aspect that it showcases you, like being digitally transformed, so to say. It also showcases you in a way the dynamism with your business, the way it is growing, and then you can close your bill, you can meet your customers way faster.
Oh,
So
great.
yes, I have some few more.
Yeah.
I think we're running out of time. Yeah.
Yes, we are. We are. And it's really cool. This platform, we're really thankful for the people who have come to put this together. Dynamics Con. It's a very awesome and informative session. And even looking from the chat, we can actually see people interacting and gaining a lot. So as we're rounding up, I just want to hand over to you, and you could just tell us something. When we are with the elders, we always want to learn from the elders. So,
All right. Thank you so much, Kay, for this. And I want to say thank you once again to the Dynamics Comp team for this wonderful platform. I am super excited. I mean, this is my first time on the Dynamics Com. I'm really, really glad for this opportunity for creating this platform. And to our amazing sponsors, I want to say a big thank you to you guys, because if not for you, we won't have this. I'm really, really grateful. It's really a platform that is helping everyone. And to the wonderful audience, I mean the fans there. Thank you guys for attending the show. And then, like I'll say, keep butting. That's the word I'm gonna give to you. Keep butting. Keep trying more on the Power Platform solution. Is a great way to go. And then just continue to work on it. Is actually very great. Thank you so much for the time.
yeah, really great, really great. So, at this
So
point, well, okay, go ahead now.
no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just want to say bye to everyone.
Okay. So from here also, I'm just going to say bye to everyone. And it's been awesome, and I'm sure you got a whole lot from this session.